Hey everyone, this is Thomas with Bentwood Ring Supplies, and we're back with another video showing you how we made our latest subscription box ring, Jade Palace. What I'll be using for this build today is a white ceramic 8mm wide 4mm channel ring blank, Nephrite Jade inlay material, and our Spectral Grove Glow Powder. You'll also need some medium CA, thin CA, and Accelerator for this project. First things first, I'm grabbing my medium CA and placing a few drops into the channel. I'll use one of our inlay adjusters, which are adhesive resistant, to spread the CA around the channel, and then I'll begin pouring the glow powder over it. I'm piling it in there and then using my finger to press it in so that it doesn't just sit on top of the medium CA. I like to use something below the ring in cases like this to catch the glow powder. A piece of paper can work wonders. And after I've got all the powder cleaned up, I use just a bit of CA Accelerator to cure it all. For this particular build, I like to have a thin layer of glow powder underneath our inlay, and to achieve that, I've brought the ring over to my wood lathe. I'm using a diamond-pointed carbide tool to gently remove the glow powder from the walls and work it down to flat. You can see here that I goofed and got a bit too aggressive with my cut, and it went all the way through. I'll add more glow powder directly on my lathe and then use thin CA to build it back up. I don't mind using a bit of extra material here so that I get the results I'm aiming for as I remove a little bit of material at a time. The important thing here is that the inside edges of the channel walls are clean and we get the glow powder itself to be flat and leave us enough room to inlay our jade over the top. Now that the prep is done, I'm going to start inlaying our Nephrite Jade over the top of the glow powder. I'm using a larger crush than I typically use here because I want some of that glow to shine through the small gaps that are left behind. I'm starting my inlay by building a little dam of material and then moving in one direction. Adding more material, locking it in place with a drop or two of thin CA, using a little Accelerator to cure it, and repeat until you're all the way around the ring. I like to tap the mandrel with my finger to get the inlay material to settle in before I apply the CA. The inlay was a pretty quick process this time, so now we're going to take it back to the lathe. We're back on the wood lathe, and I'm just going to add a flood coat of CA to ensure that everything is firmly locked in place before we start cutting the jade back into the channel. Be delicate here and let the blade do the work. If you apply too much pressure, it can be easy for the carbide to catch too much of the stone, and that can result in your material being ripped out of the ring. So now I've got a lot of the material cut away, but before I go much further, I'm going to do another flood coat of thin CA just to make sure there's no chance of anything falling out during the process. What I'm looking for is about 1/2 millimeter of clearance above the inlay so that I can apply a solid coat of CA as a finish. Pay attention to the top of the ring and you can see the depth of my cut. Now we're on finish application, and this part will be sped up a bit more than the rest of the video. In general, finish application is a slow and tedious process, but it's the part that will impact your ring more than anything. I'll apply one more coat of my thin CA first before switching to thin flex CA. It's not a requirement, but I like to use this product because it's more impact resistant. I'm applying a few drops of the CA to the ring and letting it rotate a few times and distribute before removing the drop left on the bottom. Then I'm spritzing it with an accelerator and waiting for it to cure. Be careful not to apply too much accelerator because that can cause your finish to lose clarity. I like to use one of our inlay adjusters, again, to check the CA to see if it has cured, and we'll sometimes apply more accelerator if it hasn't cured after a minute or two. Repeat this process until you have the CA domed over the ring a bit, and then we'll sand it back to flush in the next step. Now we're at sanding and polishing, and I'll never skimp on this part because it's just so important. I'm using one of our silicone ring mandrels to hold the ring on my wood lathe, and I'm starting at 120 grit and moving through 240, 320, and 400 grit sandpaper. It's important to keep the sandpaper wet and clean, and during this process I like to use my finger to determine how much material I've removed before moving on to the next grit. Since this is white ceramic, I'm taking extra care to make sure that our final grit of sandpaper, which is the 400 grit in this case, is the one that removes the remainder of the CA from the outside of the ring. I'll spend extra time on the last step just to ensure that it happens this way because it helps ensure that our finish is flat and hasn't been turned into a groove that dips below the channel shoulders before we get to our polishing stage. So on this particular build, I'm using a single grit of Zona polishing paper after the 400 grit sandpaper just to ensure that I've got all of the scratches removed before I go directly to our diamond polishing paste. I'm starting at number 7, but you can determine what your preference is in this case, and I'm moving through steps 8, 9, and 10 after. You could have used all grades of Zona, or you could have used all steps of the diamond polishing paste, but I often like to use them both in a way that still gets excellent results. And now this ring is totally done, and the really unique thing about it is that the glow passes through the ring itself. It's pretty incredible. Thanks so much for sticking around for this build. If you're interested in making rings yourself, subscribe to our channel and join us at bentwoodringsupplies.com. If you're interested in purchasing this ring as a finished product, feel free to check out our sister site, formandforgedesigns.com. And finally, again, thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in the next one.